#PayMeetUp. I'm Benjamin Desert. I work as an enterprise account executive for a company called Stripe. I would say Le Monde. Soccer. I'll say Oxmo. I have a quite specific background because I started my career in the music industry. I was a sound engineer and I worked there for like 5 years. And I switched when I had my first kid 10 years ago. And I started my career working in tech, but in travel tech. So I was working in a company called Agencia, which was a subsidiary of Expedia. And I was selling like travel solution for B2B companies. When I was a kid, I didn't want to work in music, but I wanted to be like a video games reviewer. You know, before we had magazines, paper magazines, where you had the new video games that were coming out. And my dream was just to test them and write articles about them. With my kids, I keep it quite simple. It will be like signing contracts, but solving problems most of the time. Like having a new customer is someone that has a problem and we have sometimes a solution to give them. And the solution is different depending on, I didn't work all my career in payments. So before I was an identity. So I solved different problems, but that's how I explain it to them, to keep it simple. I don't have like a standard day per se, but I woke up early to do some technology watch most of the time. And then could be working on a proposition for a proposal for a customer, working internally to brainstorm on new use case. So even if we're like 7,000 in my company, we still work like a startup. So I'm not only working with new customers, so I can work also internally on like interesting initiative or projects. So it's really like diverse, I would say, most of the time. We're quite free. We can like we're intrapreneurs, we say most of the time, like there's a lot to do. So if I think there's something to fix internally, I can take some of my time to fix it. And that's what I like in my job, even though I really like spending some time with prospects and customers. But it's also nice to see things evolving internally also. Human interactions, I love to like be in contact with other people. My job is to influence people that our solution is the best to fix their problems, but like talking to people, getting to know them. I'm curious. I'm also curious about what they do. I think every interaction is like something that can be really a plus for me and for my culture, my way to understand things. So yeah, talking to people, like that's what motivates me the most. There's two things. That's what I do internally when I give feedback from the market, and it's quite strategic for my company to know because payment is cultural. You don't behave the same in different markets, and we're a global company. So just giving feedback internally is quite strategic for a company like mine. Externally is like education because I've been in industry for just 2 years, but I think that explaining to user, merchant, what are really the big issue with payment and challenges and why it should be seen as a lever more than a blocker or a commodity. That's my strategic goal because once they understand it, they know that they need to act, and after they just need to find the correct solution to fix their problem. And sometimes it's us, sometimes it's others, but I think it's really important today that everybody understands that payment is really a big part of the experience, and that's what I'm trying to achieve when I'm interacting with user partners or even internally. To keep it like really simple is like moving money. A payment is moving money from a point A to a point B. Would it be on a website or between peers? So yeah, moving money. There's many issues in payments. Payment is quite complicated, but it's also really commoditized. And for me, that's the main issue because we don't understand really what are the pains around payment. I've been working in tech for more than 10 years, selling platforms, and I realized working in the payment industry that this last mile of the transaction was never optimized. and merchants like spend millions on e-commerce platforms, but they never really saw what was the impact of having a bad payment experience. And you can have the same platform across the world, but you won't have the same checkout. And that's why I think that's the biggest issue. It's complicated, but we never really invested neither money nor resource on it. And that's why there's lots of issue around payment. I think there's still issues, but both regulations and customers that want the most seamless experience made merchants understand what was the impact of a bad or a good payment experience. So I think things are evolving, that now you have like solutions to solve this problem easily. Let's say you don't have to go to a bank. You can just have a technology solution that can provide you the experience that you want to deliver to your user, and you can just focus on your business. So I think it's today easier to have a good payment experience, but it's not yet the top priority of the merchant. So that's how we should like help them prioritize what's important. And I think this part is really key today in their experience. I think future of the payment is already there. So you have already all the tools to provide like innovative, frictionless payment experience. It's more, again, merchant that integrate this new payment experience, and it's quite sometimes hard for them. So it will take time. There will be innovation, and we innovate. The industry tries to innovate to reduce fraud and to improve customer experience. But I think there's already good solution where you can have like frictionless, great payment experience, being recognized as a customer. So future is already there. We just need to make it more simple, maybe for large user to convince. Yeah, definitely. In terms of innovation, what could be nice with payment is when payment will be your identity. And I come from the identity, that's why I say this. So today, your payment mean is the easiest way to recognize a user or a customer. And today we have lots of friction before the payment to connect, log in, create an account. I think tomorrow, less data is better. Payment will be one big piece of your identity. And I think that would be a great innovation and help creating new frictionless experience, having loyalty based on your payment method. Everything that today needs to have IDs, emails, phone number. So also in terms of privacy, it could be a good thing because payment could be a unique way to identify people across channels. We talk about omni-channel. Could be, I think, the easiest way for everyone. First, thank you very much, PayMeetUp, for having me. Really, I love the format. I was already watching your videos and really happy to be part of one. My last question would be, I told you that I believe that identity and payment should just be one step, but what do the community think would be the challenge and what would be the most exciting thing if tomorrow we were able to achieve this kind of experience?